Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, je vais présenter une partie de mon travail. Here are some of the mods that I've worked on. So starting it off, we've got the factory that I've produced starting yesterday. It's just a quick showcase of what we've done. This took a couple of hours. As you can see, I've already made this staircase. Moving up, I've got these silo towers as well. These walking across. At the same time, I've also made this. This is a person for scale. I've also made these towers, as well as a very work in progress, but I want this to be a large factory building. Moving it on, here's a recent project. This is quite simple. This is just a drone that I've made. This is for a Reforger mod. As you can see, the back it still needs texturing in Substance Painter. As you can see, this is kind of an example, but the topology of it all looks good, ready to go. If you go into wireframe mode, you can see, turn on statistics as well, so you can kind of get an idea. It's already there. Yeah, moving it on to another one. It's just assorted assets. Here is a knife. I've made this as part of a bayonet for a Forger mod. As you can see, I've also made this knife. This was for the same Forger mod, and this worked as a bayonet. Alright, moving it on quickly, here is another mod. As you can see, this is a syringe that I've made, as well as a medicine bottle. This is for the ACM mod for Arma 3. Alright, moving on to some buildings. This is part of a large building, but as you can see, got it fully modelled with the interior. All of it has been checked out. Now it's difficult to see with the roof on, so I'm going to take that off. But as you can see, fully ready to go. And good topology throughout. Okay, moving swiftly on. This is another building that I've been working on. This is within a military base complex and is going to be part of a Reforger mod. Here we've got part of a building. This is for a Reforger mod. Turn up the lighting a bit. You can see this one is textured. There we go. Show off some of the texture work. Okay, moving swiftly on. Here we have the building from Arma 3, which has been faithfully reconstructed. This was planned to be used in either Reforger or for a video for a YouTuber. You can see the texturing was not complete because I had to delete some of the texture files, but it is fully done inside and out. And looking at the topology of it, it all looks good. Okay, moving it along, this is another example, just to show kind of how I can have the same performance as base Arma. This is a faithfully reconstructed model of one of the Arma 3 buildings, except this time I've given it a full interior. This took a number of weeks to complete. As you can see, it's all ready to go. Each part of this, it's good. Got a bathroom, main room. Yeah, this was individually modelled by me. This was not just stolen. I've made also levels of detail over here, showing as it gets lower and lower resolution as it goes across. I've also made everything over here from the path LOD to allow the AI to walk, which I don't think is a feature in Reforger. I might be wrong. Should note the path LOD is a feature, however, other bits, such as the roadway, there we go. This path is what is used in Arma 3. This is basically what lets AI walk around. I had to reconstruct this. But in Reforger, it's just got one large nav mesh. So it's basically an area for the AI to walk on, which would just be a lot. See, going all on the inside. Just to show it off again, everything is done, even the roof, with these pipes and everything. Let me actually drop into this mode, so it's easier for me to showcase this. So you've got this is for the mechanism for the door to open. Walk in, we've got this corridor over here. And we've got these other bit. Also, very simply showing off, it's another basic one. I made some furniture. There we go, it's very simple. I made some furniture for Arma 3, as you can see. Right, moving it across, here is another mod I made. This was Alien for someone. Showing it off again, here is another Alien I made. This is an insane coincidence because this was made 3 weeks before the Illuminate dropped in Helldivers 2, and it has an uncanny resemblance. This was an alien spaceship that I made. Okay, here we are moving on to another mod. This one was for Arma 3. See over here, this is the Eagle 1 fighter, which I 3D modelled. I even made a cockpit for it, which took a while. Ooh. Yes, I've made all of the appropriate LODs. Here we go. This was made from scratch using reference images. This was not stolen, but I just wanted to be able to add it. It's still in progress, and I hope to be able to include it soon. But yeah, here is the landing gear mechanism for it as well. Showing that off. These as well. Show off one more time. This was included in. A decent topology throughout. Here we go, showing it off again. This time with slightly better lighting. As you can see, I've also textured the landing gears over here with detail. And furthermore, I also designed this entire docking bay for it to be able to land properly once that loads and cycles. As you can see, if we open this up, this might not work properly, so I'll do it in this version. Yeah, there's a full animation, which I'll be sure to link in, showing how it lands. Here we go once again. This was a model I've made for a Reforger mod, or as well as an Arma 3 mod called Project Scorched. It is a Fallout based mod, and this was the radio backpack from the Brotherhood of Steel. As you can see, here we go. Let me turn on, go over to here. As you can see, here is the topology of it. Made sure to keep it as clean as possible. As well, I've made multiple LODs, so levels of detail. So the further away you go, the less detailed it is. If you go over to here, you can see all of the different levels of detail. So if you compare the first one from far away, and then get rid of it, and instead put this, you can see they look almost identical. Then you get up close and you realise just how different the topology is. Here we are, moving on quickly. This was a 30-minute challenge I had with my friends to recreate a castle. If I show the reference image, I think I've done a decent job for the time that was given. Okay, moving it on, this is another mod project for Resolve. This is a Star Wars mod for Arma 3. You can see, we created this over here, which is a mainstay of this building. So I've designed, basically it's got a big drill running through the centre, and it's going to have these towns running alongside it. Second building over here, it's completely fine, normal shape, don't mind it. Yeah, decent topology throughout, not too intensive. This was mainly just a background piece that they'd have in the large cities. Here's another little building that they used within it. This is also from Star Wars, and this is the iDroid. Cool thing about this is that because it's done like this, you can go into here and you can actually change the rotate. Is it? Yeah, you can make it look up and down by changing the rotation of it. This was a work in progress project. This is also for Star Wars, as you can see with this. But over here, this was an oil pump. Okay, moving on to this project. This was for a large Imperial base. You can see this one is textured and it's fully optimized just for scale. This is a guy, and here it is. This was based on some brutalist architecture from England in like the 60s. Over here, you can see it's fully textured, all of the underground bits, as well as the main tower overlooking. Second buildings as well, just shows how massive this one is. We've got a smaller command post over here with 4 antennae, and then over here we've got this tower. If you go down, there is someone for scale, but here we are. And then if we zoom out a little bit, we can kind of just see the scale of this building. Look on the roof as well, you've got these turrets. Yeah, here's a quick overview of the entire thing. Moving swiftly on, this is another textured one. This was a modular design for some aliens to live on, basically, and you keep expanding it across. As you can see from over here, inside of it as well, you've got a full living space. Let me go into this button. As you can see, you kind of walk around and goal to be as cramped conditions as possible. Okay, moving swiftly on, this was a spear I made, pre-conceptualized. See, it shoots up, This one is textured. See, there we go. As well as even on the bottom, there's more details there as well. So my computer is just lagging. This is not optimized just because my 1050 laptop isn't the greatest. Okay, moving on. Here we go. Here is yet another one. This is another weapon I've constructed for them. Over here you've got a type of spiked mace. This is a door I made for the same mod. This is from Star Wars. There we go. If you go over here as well, we can see it without any of the lighting. And this over here is the panel that I modelled as well. Okay, moving on as well, this is also from Star Wars. Here we've got this hacking pen and the device. Oh, this is in an Arma 3 mod. Okay, moving on, here are some animations I've made for Arma 3. This is for the ACM mod. Here we've got a pulse check. Moving on, we've also got an airway check. We also have the bag valve mask. That's equipping it. And then this is actually using it. And got a couple of things as well. For example, this is applying a chest seal, which is basically if you have a sucking chest wound, it stops more air from rushing in. Okay, moving on as well. This was also for the ACM mod. This is a tourniquet over here. As you can see, we've got all the different states. This was so I could animate it properly, so when you grab it and then close it around you. As you can see, if we go in, we can show kind of the detail of it as such, fully modelled. If we turn on this mode, you're able to see the wireframe as well for the entire thing. Yeah, and this is for the entire way through. Like spin the windlass and do all of these other things. Another one as well, relatively simple, but this is a medication case. Here you've got some other ones. This was for a mod for Arma 3, which basically lets you still kind of exist while being injured. So, oh, there we go. Got a variety of these. As well, this guy dragging him behind. Okay, moving it back to buildings over here. This one I modelled. This was a warehouse near my house, which I wanted to put into Arma 3, and it is still ongoing. You can see this is full set topology, ready to go with a full interior. So if I just go into here and hop in, you can kind of walk around and just kind of have a glimpse of what's going on. I modelled this staircase as well. Yeah, as you walk across. This is another untextured building, but this one is for Arma 3. Here's another mod that I've made. This was for Arma 3. This was the Metal Storm. Basically, this gun shoots 1,000,000 rounds, I think it's 1,000,000 rounds a minute or 1,000,000 rounds a second. It's very, very fast firing. So over here, as you can see, I've modelled it as accurately as possible. And it's got decent topology throughout, not too much. And we've got the different levels of detail. Quick look at the details of that. If I turn on cavity, you can see it more in depth. Other mods I've made as well is I made a destroyed version of the T-Wall. It's for Arma 3. You can see you've got these very different chassis, and I was testing with a dynamic destruction system. Moving back to some other mods, this one is for a Forger. This was a rappel mod I was commissioned to make. This is just for posing. Moving on as well, this was for Arma 3. This one over here. Okay, here is one I'm particularly proud of over here. This was one of the first ever kind of mods I ever made. So I made fully with this axe. this kind of axe plasma cutter thing. And I made the VOC, and I made the full animation of him getting it out. You can also look at it in first person too. Moving it on, here is that same thing, but the larger version. So you're able to zoom in, able to see some of the detail on that. As well as if we go here, we can have a look at the topology. Showing off here, we have a recent project for Arm of a Forger. So my view is quite slow. But here we can see an animation that I made. There we go. Moving it on, this one was created quite recently. This was an Arma 3 mod. As you can see, so on this mode, I modeled this helicopter. The recent additions to it, I added the winch. I added this ammo box, which I also added the RWR at the back. Here we go. Sorry if it's a bit choppy, it's just my computer. But here we have an animation that I made for this, for the door gunner to get in. Okay, going in, this is the winch when it's textured. Okay, showing this one off as well. Here we have the ammo box in more detail. Turn it on this mode, we can kind of see the textures more clearly. Especially, if we do this. There we go. And I think I'm going to conclude it here. This is the final model to show off. This was the first ever model that I fully completed. This is based on the IFAC. This was used for both ACM and CAT, and I made some animations for it. This is a showcase of a few of the projects that I've worked on for a couple of mods for both Arma 3 and Arma Forger. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed.